Here's a car to remind us why we all love Lotus. While the mothership chases financial stability via 2-tonne plus electric SUVs, this is a Reborn Esprit S1. It's made by a company called Encor, and it arrives just in time to celebrate the original's 50th anniversary, fully remastered. So yes, it's a resto mod, and I know that's almost a dirty word these days, but still they come. And there's a good reason for that, because modern cars are too heavy, too powerful often, and too damn complicated. So, the Encor is a philosophy as much as it is a car. It emphasizes the stuff that made the original Esprit so cool, the wedge design and its amazingly alert chassis, but junks the stuff that compromised it. But perhaps more importantly, it commits to the idea that 400 bhp is more than enough, especially in a car that weighs under 1,200 kilograms. Could it be more powerful? Yes, of course it could. But does it need to be? No, it doesn't. This is essential Esprit. It has everything that you need and want, and none of the stuff that you don't. An Encor can do this because, of course, it uses a donor car, which is where the resto bit comes in. So although this looks like an Esprit S1, underneath it's actually a last-of-the-line 3.5-litre V8, which was in production until 2004. Lotus developed that engine in-house. It was called the Type 918, an all-aluminium unit with a flat-plane crank, 32 valves, and twin turbos. The rear transaxle originated in the Renault 25. Look it up if you want. And even with major Lotus mods, it was never particularly sweet shifting. Lotus also detuned the V8 from its 500 bhp plus potential to around 350 so that it didn't lunch the gearbox. Work to be done here then. The elements that are core to the donor car's identity are kept intact. So that's the steel backbone chassis, the engine block, the gearbox casing, and some ancillaries. Oh, and the chassis number. This means that Encor can claim, with some considerable justification, that this is basically a new car. Dan Durant, who led the exterior team on the Lotus Emira, has managed to preserve the Giugiaro-designed original, even though using the V8 as the donor means it's wider now and has more heft than the dainty little mid-70s Dart. This really is insanely beautiful in the flesh, this car. It's so pretty, so well resolved. If you know the original Esprit, and of course you do, you'll remember it has a line that bisects the body. That's gone. That was only ever there because it was used to disguise where the two halves of the fiberglass body were glued together. Obviously this is carbon fiber, so we don't need that. What else have we got? Well, you'll notice immediately that the door handles, sourced on the original from the Morris Marina, well, they've completely gone. The pop-up headlamps, they're still here because everybody loves a pop-up headlamp. They're low-profile LED projector lights. A perfect example of using modern technology to update something that we love from our analog past. And probably one of the most impressive things I think about the Encor remaster of the Esprit is basically that the shot lines are so good on this car, so good. The glazing, which is mostly new, though not these bits, these are carried over, but windscreen and this rear glass, I mean, this is so tight. The detail stuff is exceptional. That was never Lotus's strong point back in the smoky 70s. Yes, what we're looking at here is surely the ultimate Esprit S1. And it gets better. For a resto mod startup, or whatever it is, Encor has gone to serious lengths here. The Esprit S1's fiberglass GRP body had the structural rigidity of a cheesecake that had been left in the rain, and scant rollover protection. This one is made of carbon fibre, and it's from the same British supplier that does the GMA T50. The original chassis was galvanised, but now it's been vapour blasted and coated as well, so corrosion shouldn't be an issue. And the engine, well, for a start, here it is. You can see it. You couldn't on the original Esprit S1, and very lovely it is too. It's got forged pistons, new impellers, electronic throttle with a bespoke aluminium case, a new ECU for a smoother idle and just better everyday usability, new turbos, and a new exhaust. And the gearbox has been significantly upgraded too. There are new gears, rings and bushes. In comes a twin-plate clutch and a Quaife limited slip differential to give the car even sharper, more telepathic handling than ever. There's no traction control, although that might be added later. All Esprits had a bit of a rep for overheating. It's not a car that ever likes sitting still on a hot day in traffic. So the Encor has new radiators and significantly upgraded cooling. Cooling air is drawn to the engine through little intakes here at the side and via this little strip at the top. And there are also extra ducts underneath to vent hot air. It shouldn't overheat, in other words. There are new suspension arms, Bilstein shock absorbers, new IBAC springs, and new brakes with 6-pot calipers on the front, 4-pot on the rear. And the horrible old fly-off handbrake, well, that's been replaced with a brand new electronic one. The wheels are machined from aluminium billet, 17-inch at the front, 18-inch at the rear. That's unfashionably small by modern standards. The tyres are Bridgestone Potenzas, and the side walls are chunky to protect the car's famous ride and its overall compliance. Now, 70s British sports cars often had, shall we say, troublesome electrics. Encor has given this Esprit remastered an all-new electrical architecture, and the infotainment system is similar to the setup you'll find in the GMA T50 and the one that's used by Pagani, so it should be reliable. That's good. And it should also be able to handle all the stuff that 2025 demands. Right, let's get inside it, shall we? No Morris Marina door handles. How do I get in? I know how to get in. There's a little button up here. There we are. Honestly, sitting in this car, I've driven a few S1 Esprits, and it's a bit like falling through a hole in the space-time continuum from 1975 and washing up 50 years later. Everything is kind of familiar, but fully modernized, remastered, reborn, whatever adjective you want to come up with. So, two-spoke wheel. The original S1 Esprit had this very distinctive steering wheel, and Encor, and it's written large in the boss there. They could have, got a wheel just from a supplier, but they've gone to town on that as they have with everything else. What you don't see so much of these days is tartan trim inside, but that's what the original S1 Esprit had, and it's here in this one too. Apparently Lotus's designers were influenced by London street fashion in the mid-70s, and the look that people like Vivienne Westwood was coming up with. I guess Lotus was a bit punk, really. There's a heated front screen, heated seats, and new aircon system, although the seat frames are the same because there were issues with the seat belts and legality. There's also a premium audio system made by Encor's main investor, Skyships. There are subs in the bulkhead and specific cutouts in the body. The whole dashboard structure is made of carbon fibre, but you can't see the air vents because they're cleverly hidden. This binnacle, which you can adjust, it's a bespoke car, so if I want it higher, and I would, they can do that. It's milled from a solid piece of aluminium. It's in 2 parts, I think. So this main piece, modern instruments here, fully configurable. I can't see the nose of the car, so it's a good job it's got a 360-degree parking camera. I remember vividly trying to park a Esprit V8 in the late 90s, and it's quite a painful process. But of course, a manual gearbox as well. There's no flappy paddles in here. This is an oak gear lever, and this is machined. The gate is machined into the top of it. Lotus made around 1,237 Esprit V8s, not all of which are in particularly good shape. Encor is confident that sourcing 50, which is the number of cars they plan to make, should be doable. And before you blow a head gasket, it's not about to start butchering the desirable limited run Sports 350 iteration, or any other garage queens for that matter. A prototype is up and running, with the first customer car due to be delivered in April. Encor has also financed everything without needing to take customer money up front to pay for the program. Like Singer and Chimera, Top Gear's recently crowned Performance Car of the Year, Encor is also aware of the need to provide a full customer experience. It can't be half-assed. Okay, let's recap then. So, 400 bhp, 3.5 litre V8 in something that weighs less than 1,200 kilograms. A car that looks like the best version of the Esprit S1 you've ever seen. A machine that, let's not forget, was made famous by some bloke called James Bond. Well, he was bound to come up, wasn't he? It's been completely re-engineered so that the cool stuff is amplified and all the crappy bits have been chucked in the bin, We're talking major analog vibes here, but underpinned by fully modern technology. Even at the £430,000 plus donor car and taxes that the Encor costs, it has all of our attention. I can't wait to drive this thing.